Hello everybody and welcome to Steve on Steve Plays Wargame Airland Battle. This is a very interesting game, and with all the games I've been playing, Tropico and Ostalgie, I'm in a really big Cold War kind of vibe right now, and Wargame have made some of the, or at least the Wargame series are probably some of the best Cold War style warfare games that there are, and I really enjoy them, even though I'm awful at them, and I mean to say awful. I am just awful. I mean, I always read guides and just try to get better and better at them, but I'm still terrible. And some of the maps in Wargame Airland Battle, especially in the Scandinavia region, are just insanely difficult. Although I suppose they're all in the Scandinavia region. Yeah, that was a bit silly. But yeah, in this episode I'm going to be playing the first campaign, the very small packed campaign, Die Hard, just as a bit of a taster, you know, to see if I still can play this game functionally. And the scenario is very easy, so it should be fine. I shouldn't get my ass handed to me too badly. And also as a taster for you guys, if you like this kind of content, if you want to see more Wargame Airland Battle, then have a look at this video and, you know, leave it in the comments and we'll see what happens. So let's launch this then. Okay, so description. While its main offensive has almost reached the Rhine, the critical situation of the Warsaw Pact is now becoming catastrophic in the fronts in Bulgaria, Romania and the Crimea. Forced to sit around the negotiating table in Geneva, the USSR and its allies, victorious in Europe, will have to consider an antebellum ruling if they don't want to soon see NATO's Mediterranean troops reach Czechoslovakia. But General Gruber, commander of the 1st East German Army, suggests to Soviet superiors that they launch a lightning offensive in Denmark. His plan: to paralyze the port of Aarhus with the support of the 22nd Panzer Regiment of the Soviet 510th Tank Brigade, and to block NATO's most important reinforcement point. If this audacious maneuver succeeds, negotiations could quickly turn to the Pact's advantage, and all the sacrifices we have made to reach the Rhine would not be in vain. So, we need to seize Aarhus in less than 5 days. The scenario is in our favor, so this should be easy, but then again, I have mentioned that I am really bad at this game, so we'll see how it goes. Alright, so here we go. Launch the offensive. First objective: the 227th Guards Tank Regiment must drive the Swedish tanks that are defending Malmo from the field. Okay. So I know the basics of the game, and this is a very restricted campaign. There's only like, what, 6-7 tiles? And basically what we do is we storm through here and here. It's basically a tutorial campaign, and essentially that's what we're doing. In the second turn, I think we get to bring in reinforcements from the GDR, which is, by the way, the country that I'm playing in Ostalgie. The GDR is very interesting. I'm very interested in the GDR's history. And yeah, the units that they get to play as here are very interesting because most of them are leftover Soviet units, especially the tanks and the Air Force, although they have some amazing infantry, which the Soviets unfortunately do not. So let's see our forces. We have Motostrelki. These are your basic grunts, essentially, cannon fodder. These are okay anti-air. They're good against helicopters, not much good against anything else. Sappers, they're basically flamethrower dudes. They're not terribly great. Because you see, the Motostrelki, they have a machine gun, which makes them a bit better in close quarter combat. Then there is the Spetsnaz, which are pretty good, and they come in Mi-24 Hind, so we can unload them and use the helicopter, which is very nice. And they even have napalm rounds, which is amazing. That makes them very good for assaulting towns and stuff. Logistics, it's all normal stuff. I'm sorry, I'm a bit clogged up. It's allergy season and I'm not doing too great. I never do great. I'm suffering from allergies like for most of the year, so I'm sorry. So support, we have some mortars, we have some decent artillery. These are very good artillery. We have grads, which are massive rocket, make massive rocket barrages, good for stunning. Let's see, Strela, that's pretty okay. Berusa, these are great against helicopters and low flying vehicles. And the Book, it's basically the most advanced rocket system in the world as far as I know in terms of anti-air. But it is radar, so we have to watch out for it being taken out. Tanks, brilliant T-72s, especially these ones, which have their own heat-guided missiles, which is awesome. Recon is pretty standard. It's a very light recon helicopter, a BRM, which is good. Vehicle, the Sturm, which is a nice guided anti-tank missile. It has poor optics, which is unfortunate, but, you know, whatever. Planes, MiG-25, pretty great interceptor. Terrible at dogfighting. MiG-29, pretty okay and all around. 4 cluster bombs, so this is a pretty excellent plane. And then there's the Sukhoi 24, which is basically a ground attack vehicle with 12 quarter-ton bombs, so that's very good. So yeah, we don't have recon, so we can't really tell what the Swedes have here, but I imagine they're gonna have some decent armor because that's what the Swedes are known for. So let's end our turn by moving in here. Alright, let's go. So yeah, this is very easy, you know, we out-morale them, we have greater morale, we have greater initiative, we have far more starting points, we need far fewer victory points. This will be a very easy battle. Let's go. Alright, so we're in, and in case you don't know, this is how the game looks. Basically, this is a very easy scenario because they start with like all of their forces bunched up here, so all we gotta do is take them out. And we start with a ton of points, so that's good. Let's see. We don't really need to do much in this initial battle, we just need to essentially dislodge them from this province, which should be easy. We should be able to rout their battle group fairly easily. You know, I don't even need to take like these control zones or anything. I'm gonna start by placing some tanks, of course. Oh, look at these beautiful tanks. We're gonna take 4 of them, because why not? We're gonna position them in some tasty cover, so on the off chance that the Swedes do have some ATGMs, they don't get absolutely annihilated immediately. Although they have pretty good armor, all things considered. Let's put this one here. We'll put another over here, then another here, and one here. That should be pretty good for us. It's pretty terrible cover, but it's better than nothing, obviously. We'll put support vehicles. We'll get our beautiful books. We'll use both of them because... Oh, sorry. Why the hell not? Because we can. I'm expecting the Swedes not to have much of an air force. I've played this scenario a bunch of times, but I always keep forgetting what kind of air force the Swedes have. We're gonna get a couple Beruzas because they're good for close range. We're gonna get some Akatsiya artillery. Okay, we're using up a lot of points. We're gonna get... Actually, we don't need to get Heinz because we have our Spetsnaz, and we'll get 2 of them. And they will immediately fly over and secure this little bridge town. That's gonna be very important. And we might as well send a few over here. Yeah, I think we will do that. How many of these guys do we have? Oh, we have a few of those. So that's okay, we'll send these. We're gonna need some recon, obviously. This guy will hide him behind these bushes. Hopefully he doesn't get taken out immediately. We'll have a backup guy just around here, just in case. And we'll send 2 recon helicopters just in this general vicinity. Air Force, of course, how could I forget? These MiG-29s, they're excellent. We'll get 1 Su-24, and we'll get one of these, but, oh, these are cluster bombs, so these are good for... These are high explosive anti-tank. So we'll use one of these as well. And I think that's a set, so let's launch the battle. We're gonna immediately have some fire exchanged here. Yep, there we go. Let's launch our Mi-24s immediately into position. We want to secure those bridgeheads from the get-go. Alright, we're already taking out some of their units, let's see. Okay, our guys seem to be doing fairly... They're trying to cross the bridge. Let's use our artillery to make their life difficult. Let's fire right on here. Okay, these Heinz are worried, but that's an unfortunate consequence. I would have liked them to take a better route, but that's mainly my fault, I suppose. Alright, our artillery is going in. Hopefully it does a bit of damage. Let's bring in our Air Force. They're vulnerable on the bridge, so we want to take them out while we can. Okay, our tanks are keeping it together so far. Here comes the Air Force. Let's unload the helicopters, and then we can bring them in for actual combat. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? Oh, look at that. It's so sexy. Okay, we still have some cluster bombs, so let's send them at that. There's probably have some anti-air here, but at this point we're winning so hard I'm willing to accept some casualties. Okay, we've lost contact with... Okay, some people actually have managed to cross the bridge. That's fairly commendable. Let's take our artillery, and is there even any point in pounding them? I mean, we might as well finish them off. It's not like we're gonna run out of supplies. Alright, this guy is being a bit silly. He's gonna get quite disappointed with his life fairly soon. Look at that. Beautiful. The book took care of him. Let's get some Urals in here just to supply our books, because they eat supplies like all hell. And we can start sending our tanks and our recon across the bridge. Let's withdraw our helicopters because they've got anti-air. Let's unload these fellas into these bits. And yeah, these fellas seem to be on top of things. Let's send them across the bridge. Let's bring our recon a bit forward. We'll wait for the tanks to catch up. Okay, let's bring these guys a bit forward, and we can send these Mi-24s over here just to do a bit of a sexy flanking maneuver. Oh look, we've already found something. What are the chances? Okay, so they do have artillery, so let's do some nice pounding of that. They have a bit of anti-air, which is unfortunate. We're going to want to take that out as soon as we can so that we can bring our Air Force in to wreck these fellas. Let's get a bit more of these planes. Oh, that's terrible. That's bad. Oh, guys. Get out of there. Get out of there. Get out of there as soon as you can. That was an expert move. Kill their command unit. If we kill their command unit, that's game over. Kill it. Destroy it. I mean, that would be, like, even too easy for me. Okay, our MiG got taken out, which is very sad because it's such a beautiful helicopter. That's their command unit gone, but I imagine they have another. But we got a ton of points for that. Oh, look at this sexy... Ooh! Well, you know, spoke too soon. But as I said, I'm willing to accept some casualties. I think we should bring our tanks forward. Let's send our recon ahead. Let's send our recon over here, and we start parking our tanks in this nice hedgerow over here, just so they have a bit of cover advantage. We might as well send our Air Force in right now. Let's try to soften them up a bit. Where did they have their anti-air? Here, let's take that out. Or at least try to. So we have good recon of this area. These Spetsnaz should be able to take a bit of these guys out soon. Although our tanks are taking care of them. These T-72s are absolutely beautiful. They're gorgeous. And they're very advanced. They're very high-tech. They're not as good as the T-64s, which had some amazing updates done to them that made them just basically perfect. They were super advanced, but they were very expensive to make, and they were very difficult to maintain. They had very high mechanical requirements, etc. And that is why the T-72 became the main battle tank of the Soviet armed forces. Hopefully they'll be able to take out this... Sorry about that. This stupid Swedish anti-air. Okay, he should be out of action fairly soon. Excellent. He'll be taken care of. Let's bring our recon a bit forward, because we don't really have eyes on what's going on, and I want to have eyes on what's going on. Come on, guys, aren't you going to shoot your napalm? Although I suppose they don't have a reason to. And they don't really have any anti-tank weapons, which is unfortunate. Let's bring in somebody to take care of this fella. And we might as well start bringing our Air Force in, because as far as I can tell, their anti-air defenses are non-existent. Let's take care of this artillery, because that's a nuisance always. So they're... Oh, they're bombing our Spetsnaz. Oh, they're smoking it. Yep, that makes sense. We don't really have a need for smoke because we're not moving up infantry, because this is all open plains. Okay, and look at that. That's some lovely... Okay, these guys are serious about taking this bridge. We might have to bring in some reinforcements. Let's bring our Hind. Oh, no, get out of there, recon. Get out of there. Okay, so these guys did a great bombing run. And we only need a bit more points to finish this game, so let's press on. Let's get our Mi-2s to take out these fellas. Ooh, that's an anti-air gun. That's never pleasant. As I suspected, they didn't bring any planes, which is, you know, interesting. Yeah, this bridge is a motherfucker. Oh, and there we go, battle won. That was, as I said, very easy. It's a total victory. I hope we routed the enemy. Let's see. We took minimum losses. We lost... Wait, oh no, these are kills. Wait, no, we lost tanks? I don't think we lost tanks. Oh no, these are all the kills that this tank made. Yeah, that's right. Just trying to remember how the UI in this game works. Alright, so that was a great victory. Total victory, the enemy was routed. Excellent. We get more morale points, but fewer initiative points, which is okay because we just did stuff. So now, theoretically, after it was routed, if we move in units right after them, that should destroy them. Okay, reinforcements are coming. The 9th Motorschützenregiment is available from deployment. So we'll move these guys into here. And these are the East Germans. Let's see what they have. Motorschützen, these are grunts, but, you know, fairly... They have a close quarter machine gun, which is pretty good. Reserveschützen, these are just terrible. And I don't see any reason why I'd ever want to use them. Their anti-tank rocket is awful. It's a really early Cold War RPG-7 prototype. Normal anti-air infantry. Panzerjägers, they're okay. Pioneers, these are napalm fellas. And these guys are pretty good. Fallschirmjäger Battalion, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. You have normal command units. Support, mortars, some decent... The artillery is pretty poor, but they have the decent anti-air capabilities. Recon is okay. They have these Conquerors vehicles, which have 10 ATGMs, which is pretty luxurious, you know, it's pretty nice. They're fairly cheap, 40 points. And how many of them do we have? We have 4 of them. So these can wreak havoc on enemy armor. And we have some decent planes. They're old Soviet leftovers, especially the MiG-17. But they carry a bunch of bombs, so that should be fine. Especially after the disorganized forces that the enemy has. By the way, I love the red Europe. It's so beautiful. And Finland and Sweden. Oh, it's so beautiful. Alright, send orders then. Battlegroup destroyed, that's right. We followed them after they were routed and they were annihilated. So here in Aarhus, which is the goal of the campaign, which we need to take by day 5 and it's only day 2. Yeah. Destroy resistance with nuclear weapons. Taking Aarhus is absolutely crucial. To attain this objective, the Kremlin allows you to use tactical nuclear weapons. Excellent. So we'll nuke these fellas and they'll... Okay, I wish we could use recon, but we can't. We'll nuke these fellas, they'll destroy their initiative and morale, and hopefully this Motorschützen will be able to sweep in. And if we are beaten back as the Motorschützen, we'll bring in the Guards Regiment. But I really want to increase my experience with the GDR troops because I like them and I like the GDR. And it's nice to, you know, if you play this in multiplayer, it can feel quite nice to have a deck that's not made up of entirely Soviets, because the Soviets are obviously the best. They have the most modern equipment, etc. And I think it's nice to be able to play as one of the minor nations. Alright, let's send the orders. Alright, so these guys were absolutely annihilated by their nuke, so this will be obviously a pushover. But actually, the first time I played this, I lost this battle because I had no idea what I was doing with the GDR units. I thought that they were worthless. But after reading some guides and playing around with them, I found out they're actually pretty good. Yeah, I hate this map. It's a bunch of urban and forest, and it's difficult to make any progress. But we do what we must. So let's see. This port looks really pretty. It reminds me of World in Conflict, where the Russians landed in the port. So the enemy will likely be coming from Stavanger and Copenhagen. I was in Copenhagen just recently, just last week I was in Denmark. It was lovely. So let's move our command unit into, I don't know, is this a marsh? I doubt he'll be safe in them, but I mean, we might as well. We have nowhere else to put him. So let's see, I'm gonna try to make a two-pronged assault. Is this a road? Yes. So we'll send some tanks through here and some tanks through here, although this is the GDR, so our tanks are T-55s. They're very outdated and they're pretty poor. They're gonna need a lot of support. They have terrible range and they have terrible optics. But we have to use them. We have a ton of points, we have a ton of them, so, you know, we might as well. Let's put these fellas here. We're gonna have to give them, you know, adequate support, of course. So we're gonna put in some command units. Oh, we got command T-72s. That's very nice, but they're very expensive. I'm gonna take 2 of these. I'm gonna park them in each of these zones just to give us a nice trickle of points, which is, you know, you always want that. Put one here and put one here. Air Force. Yeah, look at this. MiG-17, one of the earliest jets. It's a first-generation jet. It's tragic. Let's see. These are interceptors. We're gonna want. We only can have 2 of them. These are great. Well, they're not great, but by GDR standards they are. And they have cluster bombs, which is nice. And they have Molnias, which are infrared missiles. So these are actually pretty good, MiG-23s. We're gonna get a few of those. And I suppose we might as well get a couple MiG-17s. Let's see, we're gonna want a bunch of support for our tanks. Artillery, yes, let's get a few artillery. I'm wasting points quite badly here, but hopefully we'll be able to do this without too much trouble. So yeah, the anti-air capabilities of the GDR aren't great. So we're gonna want... how many of these do we have? Only one more, that's tragic. As such, we're gonna want to get... oh, there's only 2 Strelas, yeah. This regiment does not have a lot of anti-air capability. Unfortunately. And obviously we're gonna want to get like 2 of these for each of these groups. We're gonna want to support them with these. As I said, these Conquerors are great. I love them. They have thin armor, but they have a great range and pretty good accuracy, so they're pretty good overall. And we're gonna want to fly in some infantry to like kind of hold the line, I suppose. Yep, this Fallschirmjäger battalion. These, I'm sorry if my pronunciation is terrible. I'm trying my hardest. We've got 8 of these, which is remarkable. So we'll take, let's see, where should we fly them? I'm thinking one here. Or is it better to try to fly them into this town? It's pretty close to the enemy line, but it could be a good way to disrupt their forces. So yeah, I think we should 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this will eat up the rest of our units. I mean our points, but that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and I almost forgot the most important part of any battle: reconnaissance. And I will fight anyone who disagrees with me on that. So let's see. These are okay. I mean, none of them are great, but you know, we have to do with what we have. So we'll start with one here, we'll start with one here, which will go this ways. And we'll have one here, which will kind of infiltrate this general direction. We might as well have a helicopter to like hang out in the center. Oh no, I didn't mean to take 2. There we go, just 1. Alright, let's send them out. The recon first, obviously. Where's our recon? Move fast. We'll send in our infantry. Thundercats are go. Let's go, boys. And I suppose it's over here. Great, let's send in this just giant mess of people into here. Hopefully the others won't... okay, there we go. Send out the tanks and send out the recon. Hopefully the T-55s don't get wrecked immediately. Of course, there's no guarantee that they won't because they're really fragile. They have pretty weak armor. Obviously not as weak as the T-34, which amazingly you can still play in this game. Obviously we got detracked immediately because what else was going to happen? Okay, let's get all our support units out. That's a lot of anti-air, I just realized. Conquerors, let's get the Conquerors hiding in this bush. Let's move our tanks a bit forward. These guys are all in one disorganized mess. Yep, starts unloading. Unload, 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 and then we'll move our helicopters out, our Mi-24s, and use them as like a concentrated punching force later when we can. Alright, so these guys don't seem to have any air cover, so let's send in one plane to test that hype. Okay, immediately evac that plane because that's a rocket thingy there. Immediately get out of there, MiG. Sorry for wasting your time. Let's see. Alright, these guys seem to be all set up pretty nicely. Let's send the MiGs out to have a bit of a chill time. Let's send the command units into this town. And this one into here as well. Okay, so everything seems to be okay. We can afford to have our tanks slowly advance, I think, pushing forward at a relatively chilled pace. Okay, this air recon can move up a bit. We can move our tanks to this forest. That's a pretty good place for them to chill for now. We'll have these, what are they even called? These Conquerors, that's right. Make me think of chestnuts. We'll have the flag parked out here. So this infantry seems to have a pretty solid grasp on this town. If they start to try coming through, they'll get absolutely annihilated. Alright, so our tanks are already having a bit of fun. Or I think it's our conqueresses that were. Yeah, they were. Okay, those are anti-ADGMs. Reverse the... What are they shooting at? That was a bit weird. Let's get a bit of artillery. Oh, we only have... mortars are good. But I suppose we'll have to live with a bit of... Oh, we started with artillery, I forgot. Of course, how could I forget? Let's start making these people's lives miserable. Let's withdraw our conqueresses. And I mean, I think they're wasting all of their ATGMs, but whatever. Ooh, this can be frisky. Here, I don't want to lose a conquerors. Yeah, okay, they lost aim. So this is fine. They can hide in here for a bit until the artillery takes care of them. Alright, so our tanks are already engaged, which is awesome. Congratulations for them. I wish them a happy marriage. Alright, so that infantry was taken out. Let's move up our units. Slowly but surely. That's enemy air. Immediately have our planes go after them. And we have our one good rocket thing here, so hopefully it'll take care of that. There we go, there it goes. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, it's landing somewhere near our forces. And come on, take out the jet. Alright, the jet is taken out. Evac the planes. Hey, this is going pretty well. Okay, so that anti-air thing got taken out, so we can send in our rubbish planes. Because we can afford to. We might want to move some infantry up here, so Motorschützen, yep, let's bring 2 of them, I suppose. Now that we have that town more or less on lockdown. We might as well bring a command unit into here, because this battle might last for a bit longer than I hoped it would. But that's life. Oh, come on, how have you not captured this town yet? Alright, so everything seems to be going okay. These guys are behind cover. This conqueror's got way too far. One of the MiG-70s got wrecked, but that was to be expected. They are an expendable unit, more or less. Nobody's advancing from this town, which, I mean, you know, it's reasonable. Let's give them a bit of a general softening up in this general direction. We can send in a bit of our recon a bit forward, this helicopter. It will get destroyed almost inevitably because it's small and weak. Alright, let's move up our tanks to another defensive position where can we find some nice hedges. Here seems fine. Although this is, I mean, hardly defensive terrain. I mean, this will have to do, I suppose. Same goes for the oh, careful, there's an enemy there. Conqueresses move up slowly but surely. Yeah, that anti-air is shooting at our air recon, and that's obviously not a good thing. Let's move our regular recon behind this tree. Hopefully nobody will spot him. Alright, so now we actually have eyes on this area, so we can actually put in some decent artillery. These are infantry fighting vehicles, I believe, so we should get some nice points if we take them out. Alright, so our air recon is still up, amazingly. Alright, look at that beautiful artillery. Okay, there we go, we have our first noobs. Oh wait, no, they're not approaching. Oh, shame. Alright, some beautiful artillery going in. I'm hesitant to send in my Air Force because they have these Rolands, and these are they're very strong actually, is what I'm trying to say. Wait, did it just say it's out of ammo? Oh, it got wrecked. Well, that's fine, send in the crappy planes. And send in the less crappy planes too. Just general advance forwards. Let's hide in that forest. That's where the other Roland is. Let's move, and it's taken out. Let's move up our air defenses. Look at that! Look at those beautiful planes go. I mean, the MiG-17 is a very beautiful plane. I love how it looks, but it is antiquated, unfortunately. Look at those bombs go. Nothing to stand in the way of our Air Force. Oh,
nice.
Absolute annihilation. Very, very nice. So far, so good. Our infantry's moving up in very nice BMPs. Yeah, sorry about that. I had a bit of trouble with my recording software, but that should be fine. Okay, these guys are about to get pawned by the FJBs, or at least you'd hope they would be. But it appears they're out of range. That's tragic. Oh well, at least they secure the approaches into the town. Alright, these guys are here. Unload them. Alright, these BMPs should hopefully do... Okay, wow, that was sad. Oh, the motor Schützen survived, which is pretty awesome for them. Yeah, let's withdraw our recon a bit. This guy seems problematic. Let's take him out. I'm amazed that our big 17s have survived this long. I'm genuinely surprised. This Leopard is a threat. The German tanks are good, to say the least. The Germans have quite a history of making good tanks. I'm not even surprised. Alright, so we'll keep our tanks safe in these pushes before pushing forward. I'm gonna send this recon into this town just to check it out for now. Unload these fellas. Yeah, okay, that did absolutely nothing. Alright, but it should be taken out by our tanks and our concourses. Come on, concourses, move up. Get a bit of a better line of fire. Let's split up our tank forces just so we can actually position them in a more fortunate way. Because they have a habit of positioning themselves in this just stupid way. Alright, so that's that Leopard out. That gave us a very sexy 110 points. This town seems to be like we can secure it, so let's send in some infantry to do just that. Okay, this is going to be a problem. Okay, this is going to be a big problem. We need to withdraw that recon right now and send some arty on this. Come on. Really? They can't shoot these infantry, dude? Fair enough, I suppose. Hope that our Air Force and our artillery can help resolve that issue a bit. Or obviously we're gonna want to send some I'm really bad at like urban assaults. That's like my major weakness in this game. I am terrible at urban assaults. I'm pretty okay at most things, but urban assaults? Nope. Alright, let's send in those helicopters. I completely forgot about them. They've just been burning fuel. But now we can actually put them into use. Alright, so these guys have not been doing anything. How about you fire on this position that I told you to fire on? That would be great. Alright, so these guys are actually being useful, which is awesome. Destroy that infantry, getting some very easy points. Amazingly, actually took a casualty, which is just sad, if nothing else. Alright, take out that Leopard with your awesome ATGM. Oh no, there's anti-air, that's problematic. But they have a nice concentration of forces here that we can bomb, which is always nice. We're gonna lose these helicopters, but at least it revealed they served for good recon purposes, and that's fine for me. And they actually took out that NTA, so amazing work, guys. 2 of them were lost, but that's, you know, those are casualties I am willing to take. Ooh, yes, look at those points. We're very close to winning this battle. I mean, all things considered, the trade-in that I traded in those 2 helicopters, it was worth it. Man, these planes are beautiful. And yes, they're German versions, but they're still the good old Mi-24. Albeit with some modifications and or alterations. Yeah, I feel like all that remains is to find their, like, command unit. Let's drop some smoke on this town just to help our boys on their approach. Come on, I don't want to correct the shot. There we go. Hopefully the smoke will be here in time. I mean, it should be. And they do quite a lot of shots, so there should be sufficient smoke. Yeah, there we go. The first smoke is coming in. Excellent. These guys can start assaulting this shizzle immediately. Oh, and we won. Didn't even have to do that. Total victory. Will the battle continue tomorrow? Or did we destroy them? Has been destroyed! Total victory. Well, would you look at that? We took Aarhus on day 2. Yeah, when I said this campaign is easy, I meant it. It took us very little to destroy the enemy. Now under General Gruber's control, Western leaders call Aarhus a scandal to the UN, but NATO forces are in a very bad position in north of Germany. Back at the negotiating table, Soviet diplomats are in a much stronger position. Excellent. Well, yeah, I hope you enjoyed that very short campaign, and if you're interested, leave a like, subscribe, leave any comments in the comments below, and if you want to see more of Wargame Airland Battle, do mention it, please, because I really like this game and I want to play it on the channel, so I want to know if you guys want to watch me play it. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.